I'm going to show you how to put together the decompression bench, and then we're going to go through an actual example of somebody using it for the very first time and kind of giving us some feedback. The ResiMax here is an optional item, so if you order it with your bench, it will be actually inserted inside. But I'm going to put that aside for now. We'll use this in just a minute. Once you open the box, you want the sticker to be face up, so that way it can more easily open right up like that. Okay, so we're going to just open this, move it aside. Everything inside should be pretty well taped together. So if you just grab some scissors, you should be able to start opening things up. And I actually have only done this once before. And when I did it, I wanted to try to do it without instructions to see if I could, like a typical guy, you know. And I was. At some point I did need to peek a little bit, but it looks very intimidating when you look at it because it looks like there's a lot of pieces. What I would recommend doing is just taking everything out. These two are, this is the belt and this is the harness. We're going to need those near the end when the bench is put together. So I'm actually going to put those aside. But otherwise, you want to get all your pieces out. And we're going to see how quickly we can get this done. Everything I don't need, I'm going to throw it in the box. And we've got our instructions right here. And on here you have some QR codes that show you exactly how to use the bench, so it makes it pretty easy. And everything is so well tied together that even if this box came in damaged, it'd be really hard to lose anything because it's all so well tied together, except for maybe just a couple items. Now some of these in here, again, we're going to need as we get a little bit further along, but I'm just going to put all the pieces down so you get to see exactly what's in there. And I think that's the best way to do this, is just to kind of go through it and just get all of your pieces together. And you'll see that as you look at all the pieces in front of you, it's going to look a whole lot less intimidating, because when you first look at it, you think that it's a whole lot of separate pieces, but the main frame is actually all together in one piece, already bound up together. So, all right, now this is going to be the attachment, you know, with our wheels, and this is the attachment on which our legs are going to be resting when we do the decompression. The first time I did this, I actually timed myself, and I was able to do it in less than 20 minutes with no instructions. I think I have an advantage because I designed it, but I still didn't know exactly how these pieces were going to come together. It was a bit of a surprise. But you'll definitely need some good scissors. You'll see that these are heavy. You know, this is a heavy box. The materials in here, it's steel. It's really high quality steel. This is going to last a super long time. I'd be really shocked if we ever got one that broke. It's designed for ultra high quality, and even though it's heavy, it's actually easy to move, because when you move it, there are wheels, so all you got to do is lift the front and move it around. So now we're on our main piece right here. So as you can see, it doesn't look so bad once you have everything out like that. We also have these little handles in here. This is going to be handy when we do the exercises to strengthen your deep, small core musculature, the little muscles around your spine. These little handles, again, they're only needed if you plan to do the strengthening exercises. So I'm just going to put these in here for now. Oh, and let's see here. We're almost there. Get everything out of the bag. There we go. There's one. All right. this out. And other than that, we have the main pad in there. So I'm just going to open up this frame here. All right, got a few more zip ties to undo here and there. And then we're pretty much good to go. These clips are in there because they're holding these legs down. It looks like there's even an extra one in there. Yeah, so these extra ones, actually no, they're not extras, they go on this side. All right, I thought they were an extra. All right, perfect. So there we go, and then the last zip tie right here. So we'll remove these. And here we've got the bench, the actual pad. And that's the last piece. So when you look at it this way, it looks a whole lot less intimidating now that we've got all of our pieces together. Let's just put that over here. All right. Very good. Now it actually would be easier to put these screws in with the bench upside down on there. So I didn't do it this way the first time I did this, but it actually would be much easier that way. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that like this. And you'll see these holes in here, right here. We want to have our long screws go right in there. So all the screws are in here. I'll leave the instructions on the side. Probably don't need this bag anymore. Put that over there. All right. Put all our screws right here. So when you look at these screws, we've got some screws that match. Again, I'm trying to do this without instructions, but our instructions walk you through step by step. And so we're gonna see how we do without them. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. So the screws that are the longest ones, and there's 4 of them, those are the ones we're gonna use straight in here. And it comes with little wrenches to help get these in there. Oh, that's too small, let's use this one. Okay, I would suggest not to over tighten when you put these in. Just get them all in, and then you can tighten all the way when you've got them in there. So you can kind of hear it clicking in place. There we go. So it can go actually pretty quickly. And then we're going to do the same thing here. All right, and one more. Now this is the 4th one, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one a little bit more, and then I'm going to tighten the other ones all the way. And I'm going to go back to those first ones that I put in and tighten those a little bit further so that they're nice and snug. You don't necessarily have to make it as tight as you can, but you want it to be really snug. All right, very good. So now we have all of our screws in place, and we can now turn the bench back up. So we're gonna go just like that. All right, I think we're doing pretty good on time. We've got some additional pieces here that we can work with. Now this is the part right here that's gonna actually extend out. So we're gonna need this bar right here. You'll see the two holes on the sides will fit perfectly in here. And you want the holes along this bar to be at the top. So what I'm gonna do is actually get this one installed first. And I see that there's some shorter ones and others a little longer. This is where it would be very helpful to look at instructions. But if I put it through, I can see that it looks like I'm guessing the longer ones would fit the best. But let me just double check my instructions and make sure that I'm not making a mistake on this one. Okay, there we go. All right, the ones with the caps. Okay, so I was wrong. Good thing I checked. So the ones with the caps are going to go right here. All right, so there's two that have an actual end cap. All right, so I'm going to just open that up. And it doesn't really matter which direction you go in, one way or the other. One. And I'm just going to tighten it with my hands for now. All right, that was pretty quick. And then I'm going to put in the other one in the right place. There we go. And once the second one's in place, that bar there should be nice and stable. All right. But we do have tools, to help tighten these. And so if I really wanted to secure it, we could do that. I don't know what it. There we go. There we go. All right. That's nice and snug. And there we go. So you have all the tools you need inside the box. So, all right, now we can actually put this straight into its place. Now, in order to get it all the way in, you're going to have to lift up this knob. And let's see here. You have to unscrew it high enough for it to get through the space, and you can even remove it and put it back in, and that way that'll help to lock it in. So I'm going to go right onto that second hole space, but depending on your height, it's something that you could definitely adjust and change. You'll see that if I lift this, it can now slide in and out. So you can adjust the length very easily. Okay, and that was a different release here. Okay, now we've got this piece right here. So this piece is going to go right in the middle, and then you can either lock it in one position or the other. So what you're looking for here is a single bolt. It's a little bit bigger than the other ones. Because depending on whether you do the decompression on your back or on your stomach, you're either going to have this in one position or the other. Most people do it on their backs, so in that case you would actually put this pin straight through and keep it in this position right here. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that bolt a little bit more. Again, you have all the tools that you need right in here. So let's just tighten this all the way. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, but again, if I wanted to change the position, I just bring it down like this and then I lock it in, okay? So, but we're gonna keep it just like that because we're gonna go through an example doing the decompression on your back. All right, so now we get the bench mostly put together. You'll see that there's these little inserts in here. You put the little one in first. If you are using the Resimax, well, if you're not, you put both pieces in, but if you are using the Resimax, which we'll go over in a minute, then what you would do is you would take out the Resimax, the vibration, and you would insert that directly in that space, so that way you can feel the vibration in your back. But for now, we're gonna go without it. All right, and then next we've got all these rolls of foam here. You just slide these right in, and you can see that we can get this done pretty quickly and pretty easily. So you're gonna do it like that, and one more here. And we have two longer ones left, along with these handles, or these bars, and a couple other screws. So where these go is on the side. And this is where it's really nice to follow instructions, because what I did is I got this in here, and now I'm realizing that I should have put these in before I put the pad. But you know, it was kind of fun anyway. There's still possible to get this done. We just got to slide that little bolt in. It just makes our job a little bit harder. Therefore, it's slowing me down. I want to do this really fast, but that's just not going to happen. So this screw is going to come in. All right. Like the typical guy doing things without instructions, even though it's my own design. Goodness. All right. So I've got the key, and now there we go. So it's still possible, even if you do it in the wrong order. There we go. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So I'm doing the same thing I just did on the other side. I'm going to get this tightened, and then we're going to be 99% there, because the last thing that we need to do is to use to put in the straps, which are designed for strengthening. And those exercises are really great. They're far better than it seems. They kind of look like, you know, they're exercises that are benign, but they're highly effective. So I strongly would recommend doing them. So this is just going to clip in place on each side. So let me get this in place here, and then I'll show you exactly how that works. So you have a carabiner there that clips in, and there's only a place for hanging the handle. So basically you just want to unscrew that little piece there, so now you can open it up, and you're going to clip it in this hole right here, and then you're going to close up the screw, and it just locks it in, and it hangs right there. These two handles, very simple. You take that screw out here off the end, and these handles are going to go right in here, right inside that space. gotta tighten the screw and it'll hold really well. Okay, very good. You would do that on both sides. And then you have your bench put together. I don't know what our time was, but I want to say we were
20 minutes.
20 minutes or so. Yeah, so you could actually get it done in 20 minutes if you wanted to. Actually, just hang in there for a quick second because I'm going to open up the belt. Those are already put together, so you don't feel like there's anything more to do. Like you've done your job at this point. It's all put together. It's all done. But just so you can also see how that fits together, let me just grab those. Okay, so we've got these two. One is the thoracic belt. Actually, you can actually open that with your nail. Pretty easy. All right, so we've got what we call the inversion belt because it was originally designed to be used with an inversion table. You can see how far we've come since then. Now we use it with a horizontal back decompression bench, just so it's a lumbar decompression bench. And then you also have the thoracic harness. So the thoracic harness, very simply, opens up and it goes, you've got a piece like this that goes right underneath, right inside of this space right here, and you're gonna just rest, it just like that, okay? So this is to hold on to the upper part of your back, and we'll just kind of bring these right in. And then we've got the inversion belt, even though there's no more inversion required. It is the exact same inversion belt that we've, or the same design as what we've had before. And you've got another set of instructions in there just in case. And this belt will go right here. And we will go over exactly how to put that together, but you'll see that you've got everything you need right here. So I think in just over 20 minutes, you can have everything put together. So the way that this belt would attach, we'll go over that in more detail in just a moment, but this belt, you don't need the extension strap unless you feel like the belt does not wrap around your waist all the way. But this pad right here goes on the inside, and this would go around your waist normally. So basically what I would suggest you do, and we'll go over that in just a second, but I would recommend just putting the belt on yourself before you attach it to here. This is where the belt's going to attach, is on those first holders here. So here it is. We've got all the pieces, and now next we'll show you how to do it on a real person.